Alright, guys, day 10. I watched The Midnight Meat Train, which is a movie I haven't seen before. Again, all these are new watches every day for 31 days. And watching Midnight Meat Train, this is one of those movies that I heard about and I wanted to see, and I've heard people say that they love this movie. Um, and I'm just gonna get into the basic stuff before I really give my thoughts. I thought this was funny that this had Bradley Cooper in it. Like, I haven't seen him in really much horror. I know he was in that movie Case 39, which I didn't see, and I will see eventually, but I haven't seen him do many horror things, so I thought that it was cool having him in this genre that you don't see him in much. So I appreciated that. Um, and for me, like, this character is like a photographer, and like he whatever he does, whatever he tries to do to get like these photos or videos, and I think that it's cool showing off what he's doing at first because I like how it just shows who he is at the beginning of the movie. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, so I like this character a lot. I thought he was interesting, and also this movie also stars Leslie Bibb and Brooke Shields. Like, that's pretty cool to see both of them in this too, because just by the title alone, I thought that this was going to be a movie that wasn't American. Um, but whenever I watched it, I was like, oh, it's got Bradley Cooper in it. It's got Leslie Bibb and Brooke Shields, so it's got to be American, and it is. I just thought it was like a foreign movie, but it's cool to see all three of these actors in this movie. I usually don't see them in horror much. I don't see Leslie Bibb. I don't remember seeing her in any horror. Brooke Shields, or not really, if unless like you count like Alice, Sweet Alice. But this is really a movie that's cool to see them in this type of movie. I thought that was funny seeing all three of them involved in this. Um, Now the big hook of this movie, if you're a horror fan, is like the killer and like the creepiness of it. And in this movie, the killer in this is fantastic. There's a killer with a hook, um, and a metal mallet, which is on its own horrifying. And the guy alone, Vinnie Jones, who plays him, is horrifying. Like, this guy doesn't utter a word throughout the movie, and it is just like this guy's reaction. Like, he is a faceless, emotionless person who just like slaughters people left and right, and it is horrifying, and it is so effectively done. And I really, really love it how it works so well with that guy's performance and just how intimidating and scary he is. Um, and I really like whenever Leon, Bradley Cooper's character, it tries to get a photo of the guy, and the guy like immediately grabs Leon by the shirt and just holds him there and does not let up, does not even move an inch, and like looks like he's gonna murder him in plain sight, but he doesn't. But it just is such an intimidating scene whenever Leon, Bradley Cooper's character, is just like when he first meets him, and the guy just grabs him, grips him, and holds him there in a way where you know he's not playing around, and it's really horrifying. Um, so I really, really liked Vinnie Jones as the killer in this movie. And the acting in this for me was really, really great. Like, I didn't expect this type of acting from this movie. And I'm not saying every horror movie doesn't have good acting. Some of it does, some of it doesn't, like any genre. But I feel like people lean more towards that there isn't as much good acting or performances in horror. And in this movie in particular, like, Vinnie Jones is great. Bradley Cooper is fantastic in this movie, and I'm surprised that he doesn't get any recognition from this movie because he is great in this movie. Um, he really gives everything he can in this performance, as well as Leslie Bibb. Like, it's weird because these two actors who are not really affiliated with horror give off great performances that really make me love this movie and how strongly their performances are. I'm really a fan of scenes of like where characters break down, and there's a scene where Bradley Cooper and Leslie Bibb's characters, Leon and Maya, both break down because of what he's going through and what he's seeing, and I'm just a fan of those scenes in movies where characters break down, and their performances in that scene are so moving, and their performances are great throughout the whole movie, and it just surprised me that they really are fantastic in this movie, even though they're good actors already. Um, Really love that. And this movie has some fantastic thrills and gore. The physical, like practical gore in this movie, whenever you see it practically, is terrifying, disgusting. I actually literally cringed a couple times, and I usually don't. And the CG in this movie, there's CG gore, and it's very CG gore, like it's obvious, but it works, and I think it actually is really cool. Even though it makes it feel like, oh, it's not real, but this movie is a movie anyways, so I don't really take that as a negative if the CG was fine for me. So I did like the gore a lot too. The gore was really effective and really cool because it did a mix of practical and CG. Even though you could tell the difference between both of them, I like both ways they did it, and I cringed in both ways, like with the physical and the CG gore. Um, so I really appreciated that. And in this movie, the ending climax, like, I would have liked the movie regardless. Before the ending climax, I did, but the ending climax was just, you look at it, and it is just incredible in how thrilling it is, how just well done it is. It is such a fantastic ending climax where it is scary, it is intense, it is thrilling, and then the movie ends on a note where, like, I didn't realize until the movie ended that it was leading to that, and I should have, because I saw things that led to it that are obvious. But when the movie led to what it did at the end, it really got me, and I really, really loved the ending. I thought the ending was fantastic. So this one was a really, really great watch. Again, like, it had great performances, it had great gore, it had great thrills. This is just one of really a great horror movie that have seen in this 31 days. I feel like might be my favorite. No, it'd be my second favorite. I think is Climax. I think is my favorite that I've seen so far for 31 days. But we're only on day 10, so we got more movies to see. But this one really, what really surprised me and really blew me away. I really liked the Midnight Meat Train. This was really, really fantastic. So that is my review on the Midnight Meat Train, and thank you guys so much for watching.